Erica from figureskatereviews.com and adultskate2.com, and today I'm doing my very first video review on some blades. I'm going to start with everything that I currently own, and then I will be borrowing friend skates or buying some used stuff on eBay to test it out to give you guys my thoughts on how they are. If you guys don't know me, I'm a super big figure skating equipment gear junkie, which is why I created the website. So I figured it would be really neat to share my experiences with some of the equipment that I've personally used. So that way you guys can see if it would potentially be a right fit for you or not, or just to learn some more about some other skating equipment that's out there. The website is also out there as well. There's tons of reviews that we have on there already. So if you haven't left a review already, please go to the website and do so you can help out your fellow skaters in deciding what their next equipment is going to be. All right, so first, let's go over the basic stats on this Powder 99 blade. Powder 99 blades are made by John Wilson. They have an 8-foot rocker. They have a very large toe pick, quite aggressive. It's one of my favorite features of the blade. And it's a straight cut toe pick, which means it's just straight across in all of the grooves of the blade. These are a really great blade for intermediate to advanced skater. However, I'm an adult silver skater with all my singles, and I had no issue using these blades for about 10 years. I've used these blades the longest out of any other blade that I've used. This blade costs about $525 for the standard basic Powder 99 blade, and that's US currency. However, you can get some upgrades like the Revolution style or Parabolic blade for an additional cost. So let's go over some of the benefits of this blade. The 8-foot rocker means that this blade is fairly flatter than some other blades out there. The flatter blade helps with more secure takeoffs and landings on your jumps, as well as more secure edge feel. The super large toe pick is a great feature of this blade. It gives you really precise spotting on your toe jumps, so that way you feel really secure when you're about to take off, which is awesome. This blade has a shorter tail as well, so that helps reduce the amount of times you're gonna get that click of death when you're doing those backward crossovers. All right, so let's go over some of the upgrades that you can get to this blade, starting with the Revolution style blade. The Revolution style blade is made out of a carbon composite, which is lighter weight and equally as strong as the full steel version of these blades. They also say that this carbon composite has shock absorbing features, so your landings aren't as hard. Personally, I haven't really noticed a huge difference between the weight or the shock absorbing on the landings. I'm sure some people might feel a difference. For me, I just couldn't really tell. I've gone between regular blades and the Revolution style blades back and forth many times, and honestly, I don't really have a huge preference. I think really the reason why I switched back to Revolution blades recently is because I wanted to bling them. And just a little bit of background on these blades were purchased about 10 years ago from John Wilson, back when they were stoning the blades. So I actually purchased these already stoned, which is pretty cool. However, they don't sell them like that anymore, which is why I stoned my most recent pair of blades, if you've seen my Instagram. Other than that, there's really no huge benefit for me personally to get a Revolution style blade. Okay, so let's go over what parabolic blades are. Parabolic blades are when they taper in the middle, as opposed to just one size kind of down the whole blade. So the taper in the middle creates less drag and allows you to have more sharper, crisp edges. I've gone back and forth between parallel, which is the standard type of blade, and parabolic blades. And I personally feel a difference with parabolic. It's kind of a controversial thing. I mean, some people say that it's pointless. Some people say that it's awesome. I personally feel a benefit out of them, and I notice a difference. So I prefer these blades. So some pros about having parabolic blades is they say that they are quicker to sharpen, so they require fewer passes back and forth on the sharpener. I don't personally sharpen blades, so I can't attest to that. However, I do feel that my sharpenings last longer. My edges just feel crisper and, more secure. It's kind of hard to explain, but I just feel more comfortable on them, and they do last a long time being sharp. So that's a super awesome feature about getting parabolic. One of the cons to getting parabolic blades is they're very difficult to sharpen if you don't know what you're doing. If you get parabolic blades, you have to go to a skate tech who knows what they're doing and is an expert at it. It's very easy to screw up the edges, and that's just not a good time. So if you do choose to go that route, make sure you have a really good sharpener. So going over my scores for these blades, I would say for value, I would give it a 5 out of 5. Even though these are a pricier blade, you definitely get your money's worth. You know, when you spend a higher dollar amount on figure skating blades, you really are getting what you pay for. They're made out of the highest quality steel. You know, compared to a cheaper pair, you will definitely feel a difference. So for quality, I would give these a 5 out of 5. John Wilson is a really well-known blade manufacturer. It's all I've ever skated in, so that's why I'm really excited to start this series, because I'd really love to try some other brands out there to see how they compare and see how they feel. So for lifespan, I would give these a 5 out of 5. I used these blades for a solid 7 or 8 years. I was off and on between skating, so it wasn't 7 or 8 years straight, but they lasted me a really long time and they still have life in them. You know, I feel like the Parabolic made the sharpenings last a lot longer, and I'm all about having sharp blades, so I always stay on top of getting them sharpened. I can't really skate on dull blades. But you know, they definitely last a long time. The higher dollar value blade, you get what you pay for. They're gonna last you for a really long time. My score for feel, I would probably give these a 4 out of 5. They aren't my absolute favorite, but I don't really have any issues with them. The one thing that I am not a huge fan of is an 8-foot rocker. I mean, I used these for so long that, you know, I was a fan at one time until I tried something different. But for me, I wanted something with a little bit more of a curvier profile to help with my spins, since my spins are weaker than my jumps. All right, so my overall ranking for these blades is a 4.75 out of 5. These are an awesome blade. You know, even if you're not doing doubles and triples, I really think that you would benefit from having a really high quality blade like this, especially if you're looking for something with a super aggressive toe pick and a flatter profile. When it comes to the revolution feature on these, I really could go either way. I really kind of like the traditional look of a blade. However, I wanted to stone my new ones, so I got revolutions most recently. But, you know, it's up to you. If you want to spend the money and try it out, feel free. But I don't really think there's a ginormous gain from using revolutions. But that's just my personal opinion. Parabolic, yes, I would definitely get parabolic again. My last 2 sets of blades have been parabolic. I just like it more. Again, you either love it or you don't really notice a difference and you think it's a gimmick. So to each their own, but for me, I love parabolic blades. Alright guys, so that's my review on the John Wilson Pattern 99 figure skating blade. Stay tuned in the next few weeks to see some more reviews on other types of blades as well as boots. And if you liked this video, feel free to subscribe so you can be reminded every time I post a video. Thanks so much for watching guys. Happy skating!